What do you think?
It doesn't say it's going to rain. It says it's like sunshine and clouds, but I can definitely feel little droplets of rain coming on my gelled hair that I don't want to revert back to like just afro, teeny weeny afro. So what's the wise thing to do? Just carry on going. That's not the wise thing to do. Let's wander. We're in London, guys. We are in central London. Got to lock the car before I forget to do that, and there's no car to come back to. And basically, we just come back from a meeting, which is really cool, really exciting, and yeah, it's just great. We love it when good stuff is happening, and yeah, I just love the fact that Tim and I are getting some time together, the two of us. I feel like recently that our evenings, because there was a period of time where our evenings would be like our time together, like as long as obviously the kids would settle and stuff like that. But obviously we're going through like transitions, you know that song? If you don't know, I might be releasing it soon. Like we go through transitions in life, and obviously some of our kids are getting older now, so our evenings tend to become shorter because they stay up later. They are good with going to bed. So for example, if we say, all right girls, time to go to bed, Hezzy just always goes off to bed like so early if he's not at training. Obviously if he's at training, as soon as he comes back. Houston and Rue tried to push the boat out a bit and need to go to the toilet 75 times and all that kind of stuff. But those three young ladies that we have, Hosanna, Hallie and Harper, they love their time in the evenings with mummy and daddy, which is lovely, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but it just means that our time has now depleted. But hey, natural transitions in life. So this time that we're getting to spend together on a little impromptu date is really nice. We're actually getting spoiled today because we are actually going out for dinner with my brother and sister. Well, it's my brother and my brother's wife, but I always love to refer to Emily as my sister as well, because she is. So I don't like saying sister-in-law because that makes it sound too formal. So with my brother and my sister, and we're going to have a nice meal together, which is lovely because it's not very often that the four of us get together. There's a lot of get-tos, get together, but it makes sense, and just be able to chat, because obviously we've all got kids and kids who need our hands and our attention, so we're actually going to be able to sit down and have some adult conversation uninterrupted. Should we keep going? I feel like there's a park or something. Keep going up here. Yeah, so that was the break for the motorbike. We're going to go and have a nice meal together in a rooftop bar, which would be nice, so we're looking forward to that. I just want to show some appreciation for marriage, because I feel like life is so fast-paced. When you're married, it's like, and especially when you've got children, there can be days when you both get up and you don't actually kind of meet up in the day until like halfway into the day, and that can often be what happens, like for myself and Tim. And you know, we're so busy, we get up, sometimes we're not on the same schedule, especially if like, I don't know, the boys have got training or the girls have got training or whatever, however it's going, and maybe we're not all going together, different people are doing different things. Obviously at the time when we was filming for Rue and Harper's TV show, so if you checked our last vlog, go and check it out, because they've got a TV show coming out and it's starting this weekend. But go and look on our socials because you'll see. And basically I might have been off filming with the kids and whatnot. Like there was one day a few months ago, I remember it got to the evening and I was literally like, oh morning babe, to Tim, because it was like our day's just begun when we sat down on the sofa at the end of the evening. Is there a lovely view of London behind me, like through the trees? You can see the London Eye, the top of it is over there, but well, I can see it. I don't know if you guys will be able to. But it's like at the top, just at the top of the trees over there. If you don't know what the London Eye is, it's like a massive, like, it's almost like a Ferris wheel, but it's just huge, and there's these like pods that you can go in and you can just slowly go around and you get to see all the sights of London. But anyway, we sat down at the end of the evening to catch up, and I feel like as women, as mums, we are so strong and we just go on in our strength on a daily basis, you know, doing our thing, looking after the kids, working, or whatever it is we might be doing. And we can sometimes just act like, oh yeah, you know, I've got this, we can do it, da-di-da. And we are so strong, but there comes a time when sometimes you just have to, accept help. And it's something that for ages I've probably struggled to do, but recently I've just been so grateful that I have my husband to rely on and that he is such a support to me. I don't know if it's off the back of the miscarriage or maybe it's hormones or whatever, but I've just felt like for so long in my life I've been like, oh, I can do it, don't worry, I can do this, I can do that, I can do it all myself, I can do it all myself. But like recently I've just been like, babe, I really need you. Like, I really need you to help me, or I really need you to do this, that, or what have you. And Tim's always been there, and he's got me, and he's always told me this, but I've probably just never fully accepted it. It comes down to being vulnerable and being comfortable being vulnerable, and not thinking of vulnerability as a wife as being like a weakness, because it's not. You're meant to be like vulnerable to your partner, and and Tim's always
that
been
goes
like
both ways as well.
of course it goes both ways. And Tim's always, you know, verbally, physically showing me that he's been there for me, ready to support me and whatnot, but maybe I haven't fully just taken it on myself. But obviously with having 7 children, that's a lot of children, y'all. And having lives that are as busy as ours, like the workload that we have going on is just so crazy. Like, you can't do it all by yourself. So like, I've just found recently, like, Tim will come up and just give me a hug, and I actually accept that, and I feel rejuvenated by that throughout the day. And it's something that in the past maybe I would accept physically, but in my heart I was always like, yep, cool, we've got stuff to get on with, there's no time. But women, there's always time. There's always time to accept that helping hand, to accept that emotional support. And it's not a sign of weakness at all. It's not a sign of weakness. And maybe you already know this. Maybe I'm preaching to the choir.
There you go.
Hey! But yeah, it's not a sign of weakness. It's how a partnership is meant to work. And I know that I've always felt like, maybe it's because of me being influenced by what I see in the world around me, and so many strong women doing their thing, and you know, they've got this, and they're able to do 10,000 things and get everywhere on time and give their kids their food and all this sort of stuff. Maybe I've fallen prey to believing what I see in social media, when a lot of it isn't necessarily how it seems. But just accepting the support of your partner and letting them come alongside you and hold you up and carry you is so helpful, and it's so refreshing. And it also opens you up to discovering more about yourself, discovering more about your own family, having even more conversations where you can all be open and vulnerable to each other. Because oftentimes when you explain in the moment what's going on in our family anyway, it opens up a conversation. But it also means that there's more times for learning as well, because if the kids, for example, can understand, oh, mummy's getting stressed in this moment because this is what's going on in the background. I'm often like, we've just got to keep going, we've got to get the task done, If Tim then comes and is like, babes, gives me a hug and kind of helps me just slow down in that moment, explain what's going on to the kids maybe, and then the kids are like, okay, well, I can help out in this way, or whatever it might be, because obviously there's different scenarios. Like, it really helps, and it helps to shape and form the children into becoming better human beings as well, because they know better how to cope with life. Anyway, I say all that to say that I feel like out of the back of like the miscarriage as well, there's been so many emotions that I've felt that have probably surprised me, and where in my head I maybe thought I had lots of things together before, I feel like emotionally there's been times where things have kind of taken me by surprise. So obviously we're very, very open with you guys about what we're going through and how we're feeling and whatnot, but then sometimes like your emotions can just play tricks on you sometimes. You don't expect things to get emotional at certain times. Just having someone who sees that, and you don't always have to explain it, and they get it, it's just so helpful. So yeah, babes, like, thanks, you're great.
You're more welcome.
Do you see any kind of change in me, darling, like at all?
Have I seen any difference in you? I've seen difference as you've grown. Do you know what I mean? Are you talking specifically off the back of the miscarriage?
Yeah, like emotionally, how I am.
Yeah, I have. I wouldn't say I haven't. I definitely have. I have seen that you are more welcoming of, like, if I offer myself in some kind of way, you're more welcoming of it. Whereas I think in the past, you know, it's not like a diss to you, it's really a credit to you, but you've always tried to do it yourself. Basically, you've always tried to, like, I often had with mum and dad always used to be like, oh, you know, Tim, tell Ella she must, you know, start. I said, good luck, you try tell her. Like, you just didn't understand that philosophy. That was not one you prescribed to. So you were like, look, if there's something to do, I'm gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? And obviously sometimes you had days where you might get stuff done. Sometimes you would overextend yourself and then get stressed at the end of it because you didn't get quite what you wanted to get done. I think at the moment, you know, I'm very insistent on me and the children helping you out, like, and being a part of your crazy world, because I think mums are fantastic, like wives are fantastic, like they go above and beyond and do so many things that, yeah, I just rate you for, like, period. So obviously I'm married to this wonderful lady behind the camera at the moment, and thank you very much. And at the end of the day, you, babe, are like the most incredible woman I've ever met. Like, and you know what I enjoy? You're so welcome. What I enjoy is watching you learn. Watching you learn, watching you grow, watching you change. Because obviously, even with age, things changes. Do you know what I mean? I thought I knew something when we were in our 20s. You know, now we're in 30s, and I'm soon to be in my 40s. Not quite yet.
You don't look it. You don't?
No, I'm joking. But yeah, I have picked the right one, and seeing you change and you seeing me change, like, as I said, through the stages, it just keeps changing. And what I find incredible is that we've stayed so close knit through all the changes. So we've almost changed together, which has been beautiful. But yeah, I have seen a change since the miscarriage, because it was a weird situation, like, where obviously we thought we had a child, fantastic, like, and then next thing you know, you haven't got a child. And it's like, what do you do with those emotions? Like, because the world never stops, and that's something you realise as you grow. Like, the world's not stopping. Everyone still goes to work the next day. Everyone still has to do whatever they have to do, and you have to do what you have to do. Do you know what I mean? And there's often, especially in England and very fast-paced life, there's not much time for reflection and stuff like that. You have to be very purposeful about that. While you don't get that chance to do that, you can be feeling emotions that are not being dealt with, that then end up coming out in, you know, a million different ways. Sometimes that can be getting angry with those who are around you. Sometimes it can be feeling sad. Sometimes, you know, just loads of different emotions. And I think at that point, that's when you need someone else to bounce off of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need you, and you said you need me.
Yes.
You know, and that's what a good marriage, I believe, should be. Do you know what I mean? You bounce off me, and I bounce off you. Because I'm going to have down days, you're going to have down days. You're going to have up days, I'm going to have up days. Do you have a question? Because you're going to ask me something.
Mate, I was. How did you know that?
I saw you. I saw a mannerism like you were going to.
I was gonna say, sometimes I think there's a fear, maybe for some women, like, of being too needy, and I think that's what I was always worried about.
Yeah, I think you were worried about that, but I don't. If you're with a loving partner, I don't think you should ever feel like that. Like that's like. Otherwise, you're not with the right person. Like, or at least you lot need to talk about it, because. How can you not feel comfortable talking to the person who loves you the most in this world? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, how has your journey been with me in, like, how's it been, babe?
My journey with you, it's been a journey. Like, it's been full of ups and downs, and I think that I always knew that you were my best friend. I always knew that you were my soulmate. I always knew that I wanted to do life with you. I think getting to this point, God obviously knows everything happens for a reason, and I think my problem has always been wanting something from a relationship but not knowing how to get there. And sometimes I think certain things have to happen in your life to be the catalyst to other things happening. So I've always known or wanted vulnerability, but not really known how to make it happen within myself. So I feel like we've been on a journey where you've always been there saying to me, babe, I'm here for you, talk to me, I haven't necessarily known how to, because I wasn't able to put those emotions together in a way that I could articulate. But the miscarriage, I think, gave me like a focus point, and then obviously we went through that together. So you was able to see obviously behind the scenes when I was feeling confused, or when I felt like unsure, when I felt sad, when I felt a bit fearful, nervous, whatever the different emotion was at the time. And we spent a lot more time, like, maybe together, making time to talk about it. And I feel like my journey with you has been always to get me to a point, always to help develop me as a person. Sure. I think you're such a deep thinker, and you've got so much together. You know yourself so well. I think together you've helped me get to know who I am better, and you've helped develop me as a person, which I'm forever grateful for, and I love you for. And I've gotten to this point now where I feel like my love for you is expressed through my need and my want for you.
Well, it's more open. It's
Yes.
you talk about it more.
Precisely.
Basically.
I do talk about it more, and I'm happy to say, babe, I just need to call you. I feel like I just need to say hi, or it might not even be for a reason, but just for the feeling of the connection, which is beautiful, and I love that, and I'm enjoying being in that space. And it's just weird that it came out of such a sad kind of situation, but again, God knows the reasons for everything. And I think that, again, what maybe the enemy thought was going to be used for bad, God can turn into good, you know? So our journey has been one that has helped to shape and form me into a more whole being. Obviously, you can't make circumstances just happen. Life is what it is. Like, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I would say never be so closed. If you're in a relationship with someone, don't be closed down to them. Don't expect them to understand everything straight away, but let them know where you're at if you can. And also, don't worry about it. Like, I think my main thing that will keep you through a relationship is if you've gone into a relationship with your best friend, someone that always wants the best for you, and you feel like no matter what happens, you're not going to break. There's always that foundation that you know, no matter how bad it gets, they're either just going to wait for you there, being like, I'm here, or I'm really angry, I'm here, I'm really hurt, I'm here, let's work it out. Whatever it might be, like, that person is a keeper. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Tim has always been for me. And I hope that you guys, if you haven't found that person yet, that's the sort of person that you need to be looking for. Someone who is a ride or die, do you know what I mean? Like, on your good days and your bad days, they've got you. And vice versa, you're willing and happy to do the same for them. Does that answer the question? That's my advice.
Absolutely.
I hope you can draw something positive from that. And that it's an encouragement to you, because, you know, we've always wanted to be able to add more to you, add more to our viewers, be able to build you guys up through whatever way we can in our family, in our daily lives. So I hope it's a blessing to you. I hope it's a pick me up and just, positive help. That's all for today. But we love you, Grimwade gang, and we shall catch you on the next vlog.